So, Python modules seem really weird. Now, you might be asking, what is a module? Well, just, well, essentially, a module is basically a code library. For example, imagine you have a library, but then instead of books about different subjects like history, English, writing tips, like design tips, and math or music. It's all just code. So the first thing, there are a ton of code libraries in Python, but one of the most known ones is the math module. So is the math module and the turtle module. So what is a module? I mean specifically. Well, specifically, a module contains multiple functions in itself, and it even has a built-in description So, in order to import a module into your file, number one, you just do this. Type import and then follow me, all right? Do this. Import math. Now okay, now you've got that. Now, in order to test it, we're just gonna do this. We're gonna find the square root of 16. And since the square root of 16 is 4, then let's see what will happen here. Math. Parenthesis 16. Let's print it. Bam! We got it. So that is what the math import looks like. Next, you can actually do this. Hold on. You can create an alias for a module. For example, import math as M. Then try it again. M sqrt 16. It still works. Now, so how can you create an alias? Easy, we already just did it. Use the as keyword and then use something for a name. For example, we're gonna name the math module as its formal one. Mathematics. Much better. It'll still work though. See? Now, what could you do with here? Well, if you want to know, you can do this. Hold on. Help. Use the help keyword, math. Bam! And this is, well, a ton of stuff. Number one, the name is math. Then number two, this module provides access to mathematical functions defined by the C standard. Functions: acos, asin, atan, atantu, atan, cbrt. Now, what should you do here? Well, the next thing you can do is that you can actually import certain stuff in here. For example, hold on, I'll show you. So while you can import certain modules, it isn't really in that format. We can simply just use this though. So while we have that, Now, what just happened? Here's the thing. I actually did this. It seems pretty weird. Another thing that's really awesome about this is that you can try this. Hold on. What about we put 96 in here? Let's see what happens. You get 9 and then all this gibberish. Next, you can actually create your own module. However, it's really tricky. I once tried it myself and I ended up getting an error. Watch this. It's pretty hard. So create a new file. In fact, making an extra module requires a new file. Diff. Let's just do this. Hello. Save it. Name it greeting, and then as the extension .py. Good. Next, what we're going to do is we're just gonna try to import it. Import greeting. Print greeting dot hello. This is the problem. Much better. Now let's see what'll happen. Now we got a type error. Module object is not callable. You know why? Because we have the wrong syntax. What I'm personally going to do about this, it's that we're just going to do this greeting. Let's try and call the module itself. Now here's the problem. This is a huge headache. The problem is it won't work. This greeting? No, it won't work. It doesn't even work, in fact. So again, making modules is tricky. However, that just makes an assignment. Try to create your own module without receiving my help. Okay, anyway, what we can do next is that we can try a real life example. Well, this isn't actually an example, but yeah, it's just checking what we can do. So, as you can see here, we have a real life example here. It's basically a math equation. Import math, and then you get this, that's the given, and then you create this function, then we do all of that stuff, and then we do that. Then we can do this. Then, as we did, we alias the module. Then we can import specific modules. This is the actual keyword. From math, import sqrt or and pi. Importing the math module. Here, 2 built-in functions in the math module. We have the dir and the help. This is extremely good. Now this is the type error. But it never even works. You know why? Because the thing still thinks it's wrong. There's a problem. This. So we just need to do this. Answer and given is this. We're just going to do that. Bam! Whoops. So that's the extensions part in VS Code. If it won't run, then just delete all of these and then Control F5 to do a final run. Now this is the problem. So we'll just convert this into an SDR. Bam! Nice one. Final answer. 16. Then we can do this. That's 4. Then this is 3, and then this is 1, and then this is 5, and then this is a whole ton of. This lists all the functions and attributes in the math module. And then for the help, it does this. So what else can we do with modules? Well, there's another module called the turtle module. However, the turtle module is much more complicated than the math module because it's actually drawing things. Now this is really hard. You know why? Because you actually need a dedicated tutorial on the turtle module. And this is supposed to be a Python module, this is supposed to be a Python tutorial. It isn't a game tutorial. So we won't cover that. So that's pretty much it for our video. And then after this, what we'll be studying is Python dates. Now, Python dates seems really cool. So, we'll be studying that in the next episode.